JSE All Share index has extended gains for a second day in line with major global bourses. Domestically, Eskom increased the intensity of electricity outages to the highest in more than a month, citing the loss of additional generating units overnight, a move that may destabilize the rand. Roy Mutooni is with Sanlam Investments. He's an analyst there, and he joins us now for the latest market moves. Roy, thank you very much for your time this afternoon. Let's start with an overview of how local trade is faring so far today. Is the rebound still intact?
Yeah, absolutely. So it looks exactly like you're saying. It's up. The top 40 is up about a percent, just under a percent, and it's the commodities, Northern, Anglo Gold, and all of those that are rebounding. So it looks like the stocks that were really sold off in the recent past are recovering a little, but it's not widespread. Volume is still very limited relative to what we've been used to previously.
Okay. JSE Limited, the company that runs Africa's largest stock exchange, has shared almost 10 billion rand in a little more than 5 years. What's going on there? What's dragging down the performance?
So that's an interesting story. It just seems to me that they're still earning less than they did 5 years ago. Whether that's as a result of the COVID or reduced listings or investors going offshore, or even just reduced turnover because foreign investors aren't coming here, it's definitely had an impact on their bottom line. So their profitability has declined as volumes have declined. And I think that pretty much explains why they're worth a whole lot less than they were 5 years ago.
SoftBank is considering a U.S. listing for its payment business. Talk us through those developments.
So this is a business that they bought relatively recently, but it's quite clear that its valuations are far less than what you get if you're listed in the U.S. So I think what they're thinking they can do is by moving the listing, they can capitalize on that arbitrage and have a more valuable business. It doesn't look, however, that it's something that's particularly imminent. Will probably take at least a year to organize. But it's something that I think all of these payment systems and IT technology businesses are all thinking about moving listings away from the east to the west.
Bank of America has agreed to pay $250 million in fines and compensation to settle claims that the bank systematically double charged customers' fees. Give us a bit of background on how we got here and whether the fine is justified.
So this is the result of some intense regulatory scrutiny that you've been seeing on these big banks. It first started with Wells Fargo, which had, strangely enough, the same accusations of creating accounts without customers knowing, double billing and the like, and it goes all the way back to 2016. So I imagine once the regulators got that no admission of guilt but willingness to pay a fine from Wells Fargo, they've spread their investigation across the bigger banks, and clearly they found another big fish. So I guess it's regulatory pressure that's coming to bear. Without a doubt, the things that they're accused of are quite significant. They've not admitted to guilt, but they've agreed to pay these fines. So I think there must be an underpin to the quantum of fine as proposed.
Sanlam Investments analyst Roy Mutooni, thank you very much for your time this afternoon.